Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh.
I made the donuts.
We make them at least twice every day.
Time to make the donuts.
Not a few kinds, like supermarket.
Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
But up to 52 varieties.
The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No
Well, good morning, everybody. Yes. Good morning, everybody. There we go. It's a little better, I guess. Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Rise and grind on this Saturday version. Yes. Saturday, day 6 of a 6-day work week. I was up at 3:45. Yes, 3:45. So, again, did not see the Mark Holmes 9 o'clock live stream. Don't read into any reason why I wasn't there other than I was sleeping, everybody. I was sleeping. I was trying to sleep. I think I went to bed right around 9. Yeah, a little after 9. I was fading in the recliner, so don't know much. So don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Come on now, what movie? What movie taking place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania back in the 80s? Come on now. Come on, put in the comments. What movie am I talking? When you hear, don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Anyway, but I do know. I haven't had any liquid gold in me, so my tone is off. I just woke up a little while ago, took a shower, so I'm a little awake, but I don't got my voice yet. But I know that the French I took, but I know that I love you. And I hope that you love me too. What a wonderful... I don't know if I butchered it, but put the movie, a classic movie with a classic actor. Put in the comments. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That should give you a big hint. But anyway, Saturday morning, we sit here 10 days from now, we'll be on field. Well, they'll be on field. I don't know what exactly they'll be doing. Probably testing. Today's the 12th. So they're all going to be reporting on the 21st at night. So we're actually 10 days from now, they'll be in bed because it's 3 hours earlier than this. But you get the point. We're close. We'll see who shows up in good shape. We'll see who left the OTAs and decided not to. I would imagine everybody's going to be ready to go. But we'll see who banged themselves up over this period trying to ramp up, because there's always those guys. We'll see the guys who fail their conditioning tests, coming in. So, wow, it is foggy. Here. Look at that. It is foggy, everybody. It's foggy. I'm going over the bridge where I live. It's foggy. Look at this. Come on now. This is your life. Anyway, yeah, so it is foggy, everybody. This is what I'm looking at here. I gotta keep my eyes on the road and my hands up on the wheel. Yes. There it is, everybody. It is 1:05. Oh, I got a blinker. All right. Very foggy out. But, we'll learn a lot as it comes to, who's ready to roll, who banged themselves up. Hopefully nobody. We're hearing Trevon Diggs is going to be ready for the start of the season. That's important. So he's on track to start. He's way ahead of this year than he was last year. Well, my thing that Trevon Diggs is, and everybody who's a Trevon Diggs fan who doesn't like what Dallas said, the proof is in the pudding, right? The proof is in the pudding. There's nothing better than a rehab, at least for myself, whether I'm trying to lose weight or I need goals, right? I need to shut somebody up. Somebody's counting me out, I'm going to shut them up. That's my goal, usually, is to try and shut these people up. short-term goals is I'm really good at. Long-term goals, But Trevon Diggs heard everything regarding his rehab last year and his lack thereof, right? He's willing to take a $500,000 hit by staying in Miami and working out. Not that he was here last year, because that's why they put it, he made the requirement to be in Frisco, but he wasn't here as much as he should be. When he did return, he wasn't in the best of shape. He hadn't done it. Rehab has got to be the hardest thing to do. You got the actual injury, but rehab might be harder. I know that sounds weird, but a lot of times your body's in shock, right? You have your surgery, then you're laid up. It's the rehab that's hard. People, especially like Achilles's and the true Jones fractures or the fifth metatarsal, knee injuries, knee ligaments, it's very hard because there's most of the time early on you feel like you just want to walk again, let alone be a high-tiered athlete playing in the NFL or MLB. So he didn't do what he had to do, okay? He didn't put in the work that was required last year to come back from that sort of injury. And it showed. So you see Dallas putting in the language in these contracts now where you need to have a certain amount of time with the Dallas Cowboys strength and conditioning staff, or you take a hit. That's part of the language that they put in most contracts. So, we shall see, but good news on Trevon Diggs. Now, I want to talk a minute. We have a lot of revisionist history. Dallas does what everybody said they should do and not go with the sexy pick and go with Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Wow, I can't see nothing. Who's regarded as the best guard in the draft. Coming out. They got the number one guy at their position of need. And you say, well, why do they have a need? Well, that's because Hall of Famer, first ballot, is retiring. And we're on record as saying he really hasn't been that the last couple of years. He's been better than average. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not here saying Zach Martin wasn't any good. He was good, but he wasn't young and feisty, and he was getting injuries. It's hard to be a leader when you're on the sideline in clothes, in shirts and clothes. So, but hold that thought. Tyler Booker, Zach Martin. I'm picking up a Dunkin's order, and supposedly she ordered donuts for the three girls who did show up to work, and the one guy. Or no, two girls and a guy. Two girls called out.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hey, how are you? I'm here to pick up an order for Colleen.
I can pull around, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think she got a dozen donuts or something. That's what you got to do.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. She said she ordered donuts or something. I don't know. Look at her. Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't have a dozen blocks, so I just...
Nah, it's all good.
Have it.
Thank you. Yeah, I got the air kicking. That's what you hear. And my exhaust needs to be addressed. It's a little leaky exhaust. So yeah, Tyler Booker. Like we got the old, let me put the donuts back here. Like we were hearing the old, Dallas is going to go for the sexy running back, or they're going to go for the wide receiver. What they really need is Tyler Booker. He's a stud. And then they draft him. It's like, yeah, but he's a rookie, he's a rookie. How do we know he's going to be ready? Everybody moves the bar, okay? Again, I'm telling you it's an upgrade. And Tyler Booker has come out, and he's transitioning, right, from left guard to right guard. And you know what he says? It's fun. Again, the dude's a natural leader. Nobody's saying he's Pro Bowl. Nobody's saying he's all pro. But please don't move the bar, guys. It's not fair. It's not cool. It's stupid. And then turn around and say, well, the guy that you're going to replace, in Mekhi Becton, is going to be better than Mekhi. Oh, yeah. It's Stalin you. It can't fail. I'm not saying it's going to fail, but, again, let's not move the bar. Tyler Booker was regarded as the best guard in the draft, and Dallas got him. Number one in his position, right? The Eagles love the linebacker they got out of Alabama. Right? They love him. Was it Jihad Campbell? Is that his name? I don't know. Jihad something. I think it's Jihad. I'm tired, everybody. Jihad. I don't know if it's Jihad Campbell, is it? Is it Jihad Campbell? Whoever. Put in the comments, Hamid. Eagles, Drew, Rob. You went out and you guys are happy. You got the best linebacker in the draft. So you think. I mean, I like the Rutgers guy as a true linebacker, but Jihad, when healthy, is a beast. So, kudos. You stood there and you took the best player. You guys love your pick. You're counting on Jihad. Well, we got a talent. I mean, blue chip. I'm gonna be doing a video on Easy. He hit the praise that Donovan Ezeraka was getting from outlets that I respect, multiple outlets, that he is a top elite pass rusher. Elite. So, and more to come on that. But, they did what they had to do. Tyler Booker said it's fun. Tyler Booker has owned the huddle. He's not quiet. You can say whatever you want about Tyler Guyton. Looks like he's a different player physically this year, okay? And that wasn't his problem. The problem was mental. But shout out to Tyron Smith, first ballot Hall of Famer, who's working with him, along with Duke Manyweather, M-A-N-Y. Manyweather. Is it Manyweather or M-A-N-I? Not Mary, Manyweather. Duke Manyweather. They're all working with him. Again, they are sitting back saying, just wait and see. Talk is cheap. I agree. But unfortunately, everybody, that's all we got right now until he can prove it for himself. And if Tyler Guyton is a bust, it's only going to hurt Tyler Guyton, and it's going to hurt the Cowboys. It ain't going to hurt me personally. It's not like I give, I made a comment a long time ago. I really don't get too invested in these guys personally. As soon as you do, they break your heart. Of course, I want to. Of course. But more often than not, when you meet your childhood heroes in real life, they disappoint you. More times than not. Not always. I've said many stories about guys that I've met, that I've had respect for. There's a guy named Vinny Pazienza. We became real good friends in the time that he was preparing for his fight with Hector Macho Camacho. Vinny Pazienza had the heart of a lion. Problem was, he was a bleeder. His body would fail him. But give me a guy who's got a heart, right? And Tyler Guyton has a heart. Tyler Guyton is fighting. He's trying to change the narrative, albeit for a guy who's had 7 college football games. That when we drafted him, it was drafting for upside. You don't find a 6'7.5" left tackle with not much fat on him. Now he's turned that into muscle. He's put on a little bit of weight. It's between the ears, people. Sometimes reps are the best form of reps and just experience. Okay? What killed him was all the stunts. Rob A brought up, he's putting $2,000 on the Eagles. Week 1 against Dallas. Also, I would say, and Rob's a big gambler. I respect Rob when it comes to gambling. I told him I had some tough beats over the years, and I kind of don't gamble as much as I used to. I could tell stories about Saturday morning drives with my brother to Atlantic City to the bookie that we would drop off all the money to and stuff. It was good memories, but also not so good memories when you lose everything. That, so I would just say to Rob, he was saying, because I've been on let's face it, the reason why Eagles were so successful is because when you could rush 4 and drop 7 and still get home, meaning put pressure on the quarterback, that's a dream. Here we go, Logan. Here we go, buddy. Here we go, big man. We're coming in. Clear! Clear! Poof. Oh. Hey, what's going on? But, all indications that Tyler Booker is going to be good. But, the key is that first game against the Eagles, Rob asked me. He said, what do you think? He's thinking Dak's going to have a horrible game. He thinks Dallas is not going to run the ball. Dallas is not going to be able to stop the run. And I think the latter might be more true. But, it's true. It's possible. But he said he thinks they're going to rush 4 and drop 7. I think if I'm the Eagles, game 1, I'm attacking Dak Prescott, right? I'm attacking the new offense, the new check on me's, the new blitz pickups. Early on, there's always issues early on. So I would take that tact week 1, even though, you don't have Milton Williams, you don't have Josh Sweat. You got some guys like Alex Hunt, Maro Ajomo. We don't know that your defensive end's going to be ready. He may be not. Georgia, put in the comments. I'm tired. Nolan Smith, there it is. Nolan Smith, we don't know that he's going to be ready. Who's going to start at safety? Obviously, I would lean towards Reed Blankenship. We're hearing that yesterday, WIP, I can't think of his name, long-time sports writer, gray hair, he came out and said he thinks Kenyon Mitchell's going to be a Pro Bowler this year. No, I'm again, you guys remember in the draft, I had him as my number 1 corner before they drafted him. I'm hard on him just because I don't like putting lofty expectations, but I like the kid. I'm rooting for the kid. But they said Cooper DeJean ultimately will be a safety. That's from the Hall of Fame sports writer. I can't think, not Paul Domowitz, the other guy. Put in a comment. Kind of a heavy-set guy. He's on Eagles Postgame Live. It's on the tip of my tongue. He says Cooper DeJean will ultimately be the safety, one of the safeties. But he will play the slot. So, to me, if I'm the Eagles, I'm putting pressure on the Cowboys. I'm not going to think. I think Dallas is going to be stout on the inside. Okay, Tyler Booker will be fine holding up. Does that mean Jalen Carter won't have pressure? Of course he will. But we're not talking about a player who gets a lot of pressure in Jalen Carter. He's had 4.5 sacks last year. And he was dominant at times. He was dominant. I'm not here to crap on Jalen Carter. He was my number 1 player in the draft when he came out. And then the Eagles traded up to get him when he was dropping because of off-the-field issues. So, that culture seemed to be fine. So, I kind of disagree with Rob in that aspect of he thinks 4 drop 7. I think that would be a mistake game 1. Ultimately, that's always the recipe. I would come after Dallas and Tyler Guyton and Tyler Booker. Make them have to deal with stunts and stuff, because what you don't want to do with young guys, okay, is rush 4 and not get home against Dak Prescott with now 2 number 1 wide receivers. Okay? That's a recipe for problems, right? We don't know. You don't have C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He can say whatever you want about his mouth. He always was around the football. Will Andrew Makuba be ready to go early on? I don't know. He's an undersized guy who I really liked coming out, but there's a reason why he fell the way he did. Some people like him, some people don't like him. Some people think he's a slot corner, some people think I think he's a safety. You know? I would say go after Dallas, and I have a sneaky suspicion that's what they're going to do to help the pass rush, to get a lead. Then you rush for, you drop 7, you run the football. And the one thing I was always good at, we used to go to this local bar, if anybody lives in Jersey, it used to be called, it was a bowling alley called Kingpin, and they had this thing called QB1. And when it come to the Dallas Cowboys calling plays, it was a little machine that would sit on the bar. I would nail it. I was very good at that. It was almost unbeatable. As far as how a game is going to be played, how a team is going to defend you, I'll be curious. That'll be something to watch. You know, we'll see. We shall see. We'll see what Dallas shows in preseason, if anything. But anyway, that's it for me. Put in the comments, what movie was I talking about? Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Oh, sorry. All right, but anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go work. Saturday morning grind, baby. Rise and grind. It's time to make the donuts. Literally, the donuts are in the back seat. So, no primetime Phil tonight. I'm going to try and do a live stream again. It won't be when I get home. I might go home and get a nap. I didn't sleep well last night. A lot of BS going on. And I woke up to my phone, a bunch of messages saying he did it again. Oops, I did it again. I don't know. Whatever. People crack me up. All right, late.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude.
You
Too much.
twist that dick!
Twist his dick!
Twist his dick!
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.